Welcome back. Time for our lightning round. A lot of interesting stories here. Joining me tonight is Campus Reform's Meshell. Emma, good to see you. First up topic, college professor pushing to get rid of grades. You guys have been all over this. Apparently, the claim is that grades prop up capitalism. Walk me through this.
Yes, well, brand new reporting out of the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform is showing that a Richard Wolff from the New School, a professor, is saying that grading students is pushing capitalism, which is apparently a bad thing. Now, here's my question, is if students aren't being graded on anything, they aren't having any sort of measurement as to whether they've mastered their course content at all, why would they even go to class, or why would they even go to college in the first place? I know if I was a student in that position and my school took away grades, I would probably just drop out and go Goodwill hunting, rack up $1.50 in library fines, and just read until I was wicked smart, so to say. But I don't understand the point in taking away these things. This is why students go to school, is to prove what they have learned.
What cracks me up, though, is that he's like somehow indicting capitalism in all this. And by the way, I'm one who, you know what, like, learn for learning's sake, right? You know, if you can go and just learn and maybe not worry about a grade, I can hear that argument. But to hear the argument about somehow it just encourages capitalism, that's a little wacky. All right, an inventor, forgive me. Inventor. I got money on my mind. Chose quite a unique way to cross the English Channel. Tell us about this one.
Yes, well, Frankie Zapata is an inventor from France, and he has tried to cross the English Channel before and failed. But this past Sunday, he made it. He made it across the 22-mile channel in about 22 minutes. And all I'm saying is, yeah, on a hoverboard, much less on a hoverboard. Now, this is pretty interesting because I remember learning as a kid about the train that ran under the English Channel. Now people are flying over it. I don't know what's going on here, if this is some sort of reverse Bermuda Triangle. It's pretty fantastic, and I love the achievements that are going on there in that part of the world.
This is like the Jetsons. Okay, not to date ourselves, but anyway, Emma, why is this man throwing a refrigerator off a cliff?
Well, he's throwing a refrigerator off the cliff for reasons we do not know, but we do know that the police in Spain actually saw this video on social media, figured out who the guy was, and forced him to drag it back up the mountain as his punishment. Now, here's a few takeaways from this story that I gathered.
As he does it, by the way. Hey.
Yeah, he's singing. He's so joyful about this. First of all, don't throw appliances down mountains. Second of all, don't post things like this on social media. And third of all, Spanish police do not mess around. Now, I have to wonder what would happen if the United States posted, you know, an officer of the EPA in Yosemite. I have to imagine that there wouldn't be as many tourists throwing trash on the ground, but I have a feeling if we had them rappelling down rock faces to pick up their garbage, that we might have a little problem with the 8th Amendment, the cruel and unusual punishment.
Okay, I want to get to this story. It does have a happy ending, but it's some pretty scary stuff. Scary video of a British Airways cabin filling up with smoke. Actually, this was in Spain, too. We get lots coming to us from Spain today. And apparently, like, the oxygen masks, they didn't work.
Yes, so there was a British Airways flight that filled up with smoke for 10 minutes, had a landing, and customers were horrified, saying it was something out of a horror movie. And they really did not receive much explanation at all from the airline when they landed. Now, this is pretty concerning because I know that passengers aren't allowed to smoke on flights, but what happens if the plane itself starts to smoke? I can't imagine the laws and the red tape that are in place there, and maybe this plane will face a stiff federal fine. But I'm most concerned about these people that had to show up to their business meetings smelling like they spent their morning in a Traeger grill.
Jeez. All right, Emma, thank you very much. Thank goodness they're all safe, right?
Yes.
All right, have a terrific night, everyone. We're going to cover